How patient are you? Are you good at waiting for something that you really want? What about if it's something you've been longing for ages, for your whole life?
Elizabeth and Zechariah knew all about waiting. As a priest, Zechariah was serving, praying and waiting for God to speak to his people again. It's 400 years since the time of the last prophet.
God was silent. Romans were occupying the land, and children were a hope that had long since faded.
Is it any wonder that Zechariah was taken utterly by surprise when the angel Gabriel turned up, right there, in the temple, right in front of the most holy place? He was astonished, amazed, and afraid.
Do not be afraid, Zechariah. Your prayer has been heard. Your wife, Elizabeth, will bear you a son, and you are to give him the name John.
How would you react? What would you think? Would you believe it straight away, on the spot? No questions?
Zechariah didn't, and maybe we should not blame him for saying,
"How can I be sure of this? I'm an old man, and my wife is well on in years."
He wasn't ready to believe, so God gave him a sign to confirm the message. Zechariah, you will be silent and not able to speak until this day happens, because you did not believe my words. And that's what happened. Zechariah came out of the temple, unable to speak. He could point and gesture, but for 9 months he didn't make a sound. It must have been the longest game of charades ever played. Zechariah could not just scribble a quick note every time he wanted to communicate. He had to choose his written words very carefully and make every message count. What was it like for Elizabeth? She finds that she is pregnant at last after all these years, but she is fearful of what might happen to her baby. And the person that she looks to for comfort and support, the person she wants to hear reassurance from most of all, he can't speak a word. No wonder she shouts out in a loud voice when Mary visits, someone that she can share the joy of pregnancy with at last, and a confirmation of God's blessing for both Mary and Elizabeth. She completes her journey of faith as she exclaims, "Blessed is she who has believed that the Lord has said to her will be accomplished." Zechariah still has 4 months to wait, to learn obedience and to believe in God's promises. 4 more months of silence, and then, when the baby is born, they ask Zechariah to confirm the baby's name. Tradition would be to name him after a relative, a family name passed down through the generations. But Zechariah gestured for a writing tablet.
And immediately his mouth was opened and his tongue was loosed, and his first words after 9 months of silence were to praise God, to proclaim his truths, and to declare that God keeps his promises.
His journey was complete. He had crossed over from doubt and disbelief to faith and trust.
Praise be to the Lord, the God of Israel, because he has come and he has redeemed his people.